Hello. Hi, chat. Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. Sorry for starting a little bit later than usual, but because we started later, we didn't have to put this off a whole week, and we get a due. We have a due, everybody. And I'm adjusting my boom mic because it's not behaving itself. It's swishing when I want it to swash. And guess what, everyone? We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, dude, this is your first time posting in the chat. How? Oh, dude.
I logged into the wrong Twitch account.
What happened?
We know who owns the Nerd Flotilla Twitch account now.
Yeah.
Is it you or your friend? No, it's you. It's a you. Everyone, say stuff. Introduce yourself. Say hi so I can check my levels.
Hi, I'm due.
Hi, I'm Sage. Ian.
Hi.
And do I need you to be louder?
You need me to be louder?
Yes, I need you to be louder.
Hold up. Shit.
Nice wallpaper, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, I forgot to open up Homestuck. Hang on.
That's useful.
Well,
We're doing it live, everybody.
We're doing it live.
hell yeah.
See, I'm wearing my robe because I felt cozy today. Yeah, Swift, her leg is still messed up.
By the way, you still.
And Swift, I apologize for not continuing the roleplay, but in case it isn't obvious, I'm doing things.
By the way, you still have the "Let It End" from the Onion stream up.
Oh.
We don't want this to end yet.
Yeah, not yet. We're like halfway through.
And there.
How about now? Am I any louder now?
Yeah. A bit.
How much?
Enough.
Shit. Alright, damn it.
Well,
My
we need
thing's
to get you a
acting up
better mic.
again.
Literally.
That is as literal as it gets. How can you make it more literal?
I'm saying we actually need to, as opposed to just saying it like as a quip and then moving on.
Well, I mean, it was a quip and move on, but also literally.
Literally.
So yeah, everyone, we're picking up from where we left off last time, and by everyone, I literally mean Swift and Riri Cursive. Hi, Riri Cursive. I see you in chat. You aren't posting, but I know you're there. So yeah, let's get this ball. Oh god, I need to shave. My beard's getting a little long. Makes me look like I have a super square head. Or no, it makes me look like the chin. Looks like I have like a huge, just massive lower jaw. Anyway, yeah. Arrow. Here we go.
One down.
Arrow.
No, not kids. I mean these curtain dealies. I still need to set up, what, like another 5 of these rigs? God damn it.
Yeah, and, at this point we've already killed, like, how many children?
Many.
Like there's, like, four of the trolls, I believe. And Dave has died Dave has died, like, twice. Anyway, yeah, Arrow.
I hope I don't run out of green curtain cloth. Shit is expensive.
So, what about all those other kids?
Huh? Who? Oh yeah, those people. Aren't they all dead?
No, not quite.
Oh god, you're right. There are still a few characters I haven't killed yet. I almost forgot about them. I was planning on totally messing with them in the short window of time they're in the same universe as me. Hopefully it isn't too late. Ah! Wait, why am I even laughing? This is a completely inappropriate reaction. Besides, I am a tin can. Robots don't have feelings. God, I hope I didn't upset any of my roommates too bad just there.
That was amazing.
Hey, remember the part of the show where Spaz makes an improv joke and then Andrew Hussey makes it 2 pages later?
That has a tendency.
How do you know I'm not Andrew Hussey?
Because I'm Andrew Hussey.
Oh, right, yeah.
Did you forget the fucking rules that we lined out at the beginning?
Yeah, true. Hussey-bot, check time.
Let's see. They should be traveling near the speed of light across a distance of 1 yard, giving them about 3 nanoseconds before they crash through the other wall. Which means I have about... Holy shit, I'm almost out of time to fuck up the story! Who would have thought nanoseconds could fly by so fast?
Yeah, aren't we all Andrew Hussey deep down?
Pretty much every
No, so
writer
it's
is
too
Andrew
late, I've
Hussey
already
deep
said it.
down.
Hurry.
Who am I kidding? Even using my super fast robotic author avatar, I barely have time to do anything. Maybe I'll just level up these kids before they go and that's it. They've earned it after all, don't you think?
John, level up. Revenge of Dr. Oh, hi, Cap.
Revenge of Dr. O'Highcap.
Alright, time to start using the...
Norse has a lot of weird silent letters, huh?
Yeah, a lot, yep. And just so you guys are aware, here he is.
Hello.
Yo!
He's just, chilling in front of my monitor.
kitty cat.
I swear, every time I'm doing something, he's like, I want to see what you're seeing, and I want to be, like, right there. I want to be, like,
Yeah.
in your face.
Because cats like to copy what you're doing.
Yeah, so why does he have to sit in front of me to do it?
He wants to make sure that you see that he's doing it.
I mean, when you say it like that... Hang on, let me see if I can coax him into sitting beside the monitor instead. Whoop. Okay. Alright. Gale's meat.
You produce your most spirited lad scramble yet and hop up to the next god tier, achieving the illustrious Revenge of Dr. Ragnarok. All of your vitals go completely bonkers. Your man grit is off the charts. You're embarrassed for us to even know what it is. It's that gaudy.
Wait. Doesn't that mean that there was an original assault of Dr. Ragnarok?
There was a Dr. Ragnarok on the regular old Eshladder, I think.
Oh! It was a callback. Okay. He's one step ahead of me. Jade, level up. Sayonara, Kansas!
Sayonara.
Whatever. And also for
It's Japanese for goodbye.
Sayonara, Kansas, and growing pains await. Okay. Growing pans await. I can pronounce. I can words.
You put forth your best last scamper of all time and clear another sweet god tier, the nigh unattainable Sayonara, Kansas. Your battle stats predictably go haywire. You accrue so much youngster gumption, it's basically insane. Nobody should ever mess with you, not even me.
John and Jade reap spoils.
You don't get boondollars anymore. That shit is for babies now. Instead, you are finally ready to have your first achievement badge sewn onto your kitty camper handy sash. You each receive the badge Gift of Gab, enabling you to engage in simple, direct dialogue with others without requiring any gimmicks to facilitate communication. You don't need to type through a chat client or talk to a sprite or traverse through a memory in a dream bubble or wander around in an interactive game environment or any of that stuff. You seriously never thought you would live to see this achievement unlocked. It's almost feels like cheating, like conversing in God mode.
Yeah, let me adjust the camera so that it is once again Cap's stream. Cap, I just adjusted the camera to look at my crotch.
Oh no. Gab.
Yeah, let me adjust the camera so you have a full picture of what this little guy's up to.
I want to be able to imagine that it's Kep that's doing all your lines.
Act 6, Intermission 1. Meow! Where are we? Arrow.
I'm not sure. Some sort of limbo dimension between the two walls, I guess. Like a realm with unusual spatial properties we have to cross through.
Okay. Then we escaped the scratch? Like, we still exist and everything?
Yes, we totally still exist, John.
Okay, just making sure. I still feel pretty, existy, but you never know. Arrow. I'm still kind of confused, though.
About what?
I mean, we crashed through that giant window you magically made with witch powers to escape the scratch, so we can keep existing, right?
Yes, I didn't make it with witch powers, though. I capture logged it hours ago because Carcat told me to. Then at the last minute, I took it out and made it huge so we could escape through it.
I see. Did you at least make it huge with witch powers?
I did make it huge with witch powers.
So, I guess that's what witch powers do, is make things huge.
They also make things small.
Right, like you did with those planets.
Yep. Also, witch powers can teleport things and fling things around through space at very high velocities, all sorts of stuff. But to be honest, I'm not sure how much of that is attributable to inheriting Beck's abilities.
Man, spacey witch powers sound a lot more versatile than my powers, frankly. Not that I'm complaining, because witch powers are still awesome. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. What I'm wondering is, once we crashed through that window, aren't we supposed to, like, enter a new game session? The reset one? And meet up with Carcat, Vriska, and all the trolls, and I guess maybe also a bunch of dead trolls too? Like, Troll Ghost or such?
Yes, that is the basic idea.
And what about your grandson? Wasn't he gonna be there from the future or something? And then he would... send Liv Tyler to me, or actually to you, I guess, into the past somehow?
That would be Jake. And yeah, I do believe we will meet him in the session. He said he has a bunch of friends who helped him make the bunny. I'm pretty excited to meet them all.
Wow. Hey, I wonder what the fuck ever happened to Liv, anyway? Last I saw her, I sent her off to give the tumor to Rose and Dave. Oh god, Rose and Dave. Where are they now? Did one of them do the suicide mission thing? And what about the other? Did they get scratched?
Actually, they both went, and in a manner of speaking, their mission was a success.
So, they blew up the sun and they're dead?
Nope, they did not actually destroy the sun. Trust me, I would know if it was gone. Now that I know what I know, it was kind of silly of us to think it would ever be destroyed. And as it happens, Rose and Dave are not dead either. I received very reliable reports that they survived.
Oh man, that's great. I'm not sure how not blowing up the sun. Shut up, laptop. I'm not sure how blowing up the sun qualifies as a successful mission. Did I say... I'm not sure how not blowing up the sun qualifies as a successful... I'm not sure how not blowing up the sun qualifies as a successful mission, since that was kind of the whole idea, but at this point, I don't really care. I'm just happy to hear they're okay.
It will all be more clear soon.
How do you know they're okay? Or any of this stuff, really?
I've learned a lot in my dreams lately. Probably more than I ever learned looking at the clouds on Prospect. When I was dead there for a few minutes, I had one last very informative nap. The bottom line is, Rose and Dave will rendezvous with the trolls near the Green Sun, and then they will all meet us in the new session.
Okay, that sounds awesome. And that was part of the plan, I guess I understood, but where is this new session? All I see here are a bunch of giant windows and a lot of warp speed whooshy nonsense. Arrow. And for the record, the reason why I'm having a little bit trouble reading is because Kep is, as you can see, right in front of my monitor. You can see because you can see like the GIF bouncing off his head.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of had a feeling.
Oh wait.
It's through the other...
I can. There, I rose
Meow.
the screen up a little bit.
It's through the other wall.
You mean the one way over there?
Yes.
Okay, so is this place like that yellow lawn ring thing Carcat was talking about?
No, not lawn ring. That's a silly troll word. It's the yellow yard. We have to cross it to break through the next wall.
How is this a yellow yard? That's a stupid name for this place.
See that long yellow band down there stretching between the two walls? I think that's supposed to be the yard.
That's not a yard. Yards are like these flat, wide patches of grass surrounded by fences and stuff. If anything, it's more like a road.
Yeah, I think you're right. Kind of like the yellow brick road?
Sure, why not? Let's all go see a pompous wizard to solve all of our problems. I bet Rose would get a kick out of that. Oh, yeah, and another thing. What the fuck is that? Arrow.
I have no idea. Extra-dimensional shenanigan-based phenomena, perhaps?
Arrow.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain cloth, or anything taking place out here in the Emerald Shitty paint job for that matter.
Arrow.
Wizard of Oz is what the reference.
I get that reference.
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened?
I don't know.
It got darker and greener. This place is weird. When are we gonna bust through the other window anyway? I'm kinda antsy to get on with our adventure and meet up with everybody.
Yes, me too.
And what is it? Arrow.
I'm just trying to estimate our arrival time, based on our current velocity, which is about as close to light speed as I can make it go.
I see. Since we're going so fast, it should be pretty soon, right? Like, a few more minutes?
No, it'll take a bit longer than that.
How long?
I would say, if I keep our speed constant, we should arrive in about 3 years.
Arrow. What? That is absolutely preposterous amount of time!
I know.
Are you sure you can't make it go faster? I mean, not to sound too demanding, but did he say you could teleport stuff? Why not teleport us there?
I can't. Not here, at least.
Oh. Well, that sucks. Why not?
The way I understand it is, Beck's powers draw from the Green Sun, and the Green Sun presides over our universe. Many universes, actually, and the sessions that created them, as well as the sessions created within them, including the Trolls universe and their session. Think of it like a giant solar system, but instead of planets revolving around the sun, there are many universes.
Oh, okay. That sounds big.
It is. So Beck was able to teleport anywhere in the universe he wanted in an instant, much faster than light. Jack was able to do this too within our session, and then when I inherited those powers from Jade Sprite, so could I. But we could only teleport locally, which means Beck could jump anywhere in our universe, but not to another universe or to a session. And Jack could jump anywhere in our session, but not outside it. He can't even jump to the green. We can't even jump to the Green Sun itself, even though we sort of act as a gateway to it and all its energy. And once we leave the sun's domain, our travel is limited by the speed of light, like everyone else. For example, the furthest ring is not in the sun's domain. So if I wanted to fly out of our session and travel to the green sun, I would have to make my way there through the furthest ring of... Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm getting all distracted by... Yeah. For example, the furthest ring is not in the sun's domain. It is more like the sun's medium, allowing it to exist. So if I wanted to fly out of our session and travel to the green sun, I would have to make my way there through the furthest ring at the speed of light or less. And wherever we are now is not in the sun's domain either, so the same rules apply.
I see. It didn't really occur to me that this was also elaborate. Like, if the green sun is at the center of a bunch of universes, like a huge solar system, doesn't that mean it was sort of important? Maybe trying to blow it up wasn't such a great idea?
Yes, I think you're right. But to be fair, we were all the victims of a big prank.
Oh man, a prank? Who pranked us?
Some really creepy omniscient guy. It doesn't matter much. He's supposedly dead now.
Oh. Well, that was quite a ruse then. That son of a bitch.
Yes, but it's not all as bad as it seems. There's a silver lining in all of this. Like you said, the sun presiding over many universes has to be pretty cosmically important. So, who knows what terrible consequences there would be if it was destroyed, or maybe worse if it never existed at all, which is what made Rose and Dave's true mission an unintended success.
Their true mission? Yeah. Their true mission? What was that? But their true mission? What was that?
To deliver the bomb to an empty location the green sun was meant to exist for most of eternity, and then create the sun in the first place. That is what the tumor was for all along. Like I said, we got played like a bunch of suckers.
Arrow. 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 Wait.
Yep.
Oh no.
Don't you remember from Cascade?
Yeah, arrow.
Give me just a moment. Okay, hold on. Voice mod, work with me here. There we go.
You suck!
Arrow. Wow. Arrow. What? Heart? Oh yeah, he wants to tap that shit. Arrow. 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 And arrow. What's that supposed to be?
A spade.
Oh, I see now. Oh, and Kep has once again returned to my lap. Who's your good boy? Okay. Arrow. Arrow, and then he flies at her, and then arrow.
Coward!
Abscond!
Arrow. And now sad face. Actual ellipsis. Arrow.
Help him!
Oh, it links to a Morse code translator. Arrow. Oh, look at Cap. He's just like, you have arm. If it fits, if I fits, I sits.
Yes.
Arrow. Arrow, and zooming in on the arrow, and dead. Arrow. Cry. arrow. Point, arrow? What? Arrow? What? Arrow? I'm becoming more and more confused, Arrow, and now, and now Furry has arrived, Arrow. What? Arrow?
Oh, would you look at the top?
Blip, 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 blip. Oh man, Rose and David, sweet god tier pajamas like us. That's so awesome. Dave kind of looks like a doofus with that snug little hood.
I think he looks cool. The cape is great. He's like a superhero now.
That's true. I still think I prefer my outfit though. Look at all those trolls. There were so many trolls. The idea of meeting them all is kind of overwhelming. I wonder which one is which. I think that one... yeah, I think that must have been Carcat there. And that was probably his clown asshole friend he mentioned too.
Yep.
And that was definitely Terezi, the one with the fancy glasses. Not sure about the others. I wonder if Vriska was there. It's nice to see Rose looks better. Last time I saw her, she looked really grim. Also dark. I was trying to talk to her, but she sounded like a babbling monster, so I couldn't understand her. It was really frustrating, and all my nervous rambling probably made me sound like an idiot. And then I woke up, and then when I woke up later, she was dead. Did you know that I have to kiss her to make her come back to life? Yeah, it's true. It's kind of weird kissing a dead body, but I didn't mind. How did you feel about when you kissed Dave when he died?
How did you know about that?
Carcat told me.
Oh, that figures.
Do you think that all of our unbridled corpse smooching means Carcat's silly shipping prophecy will come true? I mean, the guy is really angry and says fuck like in every I mean, the guy is really angry and says fuck like in every I mean, the guy's really angry and says fuck like in practically every sentence. But he does weirdly seem to know what he's talking about when it comes to romance.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want it to come true?
Man, I don't know. Do you? Indeed.
I think I missed them already, and we've only been here for a few minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot I want to tell them about. A lot I want to ask them.
Well, you could ask them now if you want.
Really? Arrow?
Yes, in fact, you can hop right through me and join them. Then you can travel with them to the new session if you like.
Whoa. Well, heck, why don't we do that then? It'll probably be a lot more fun with them than being on this golden battleship of ours.
It probably would, but I can't go with you. I can serve as a gateway, but I can't travel to the sun myself, remember?
Oh yeah. Damn it.
But it's okay, really. If that's what you wanted to do, I wouldn't mind. But whatever you do, you have to decide quickly. They will be departing from the sun very soon.
But I wouldn't want to leave you here all alone for 3 years. That would suck.
I wouldn't really be alone, though.
Arrow.
I have the population of 5 planets to keep me company.
Oh, that's right. But it's still, that makes it seem not so boring, I guess. But still, I feel really bad leaving you here. Even if you do have a million of salamanders and chess guys to keep you company, you are my friend and also my sorta sister, and we just met for the first time ever a few minutes ago. I'm not gonna be like, well, see you in 3 years, Jade.
Aww. Okay then. Personally, I think this trip could be a lot of fun. There's no pressure to do anything important or run around like lunatics anymore. We can just relax.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I'm pretty beat. And also starving.
Woof! Whoops.
I sure hope there are things to eat on those planets. There were a lot of weird glowing mushrooms on Lois. I don't know about those. Oh, I seem to remember a bunch of farms on the battlefield.
There should be lots of good stuff on the planets. Also, I would bet the ship is stocked with plenty of military rations.
Yeah, probably. Hell, we could probably raid all of our fridges and alchemize some tasty grub.
Oh yeah, problem solved.
Okay, cool. But still be nice to say hi to everyone before they leave, just to let them know how we're doing.
Yes.
Like, one of those last things Rose saw before she died was me dying. I wonder if she knows I'm okay.
I'm pretty sure she knows a ton of things now, considering she is a fully realized seer of light.
Yeah, probably. Then maybe I'll just hop over real fast, give Carcat a quick fist bump, and give Dave a hard time about his hella tight little hood, then hop back.
I'm sure that would be hilarious. But if you go, I don't think I can bring you back. I can't really bring anyone or anything to here from there.
Oh man, really?
As far as I know, if there's a way, I haven't figured it out yet. I am still kind of new to this omnipotence thing after all.
That's stupid. What is with all these rules?
I don't know. I'm sure the rules exist for a good reason, though. Maybe to somewhat limit the power and reach of omnipotent beings? If there are no limits at all, it could be especially dangerous in the wrong hands, like what happened with Jack.
Isn't there a contradiction, though? There are limits to your powers. You can't exactly be omnipotent, can you? It's more like semi-potent.
And I guess that's what we are, semi-potent demigods.
Demi-dogs.
Woof, woof, woof! Damn it!
Can you not control the wolves?
I haven't gotten the hang of the woofs yet.
So, the frog ears. Is that-
Frog.
What'd they say?
You said frog.
Oh, see, I was thinking of when you were going Reddit. So, the dog ears. Is that a permanent thing now or what?
I think so.
I like them.
I do too!
You're like a furry now, but not really the weird kind. You're like a furry now, but not really the weird kind that people on the internet like to have. This is weirdly structured. You're like a furry now, but not really the weird kind that people on the internet like to have sex with in their imagination. Arrow. Hey, can I at least send a message through or look a note or something?
Sure! Better hurry up and write it, though.
Oh, snap, I gotta think quick. What do I write on? Maybe the back of a movie poster or something? I don't think I have one caption log, though. When I think about it, most of them were ruined by imps. Arrow.
How about this one? Looks like it's still in pretty good condition.
Yeah, that's perfect. Everyone will love it, especially probably Dave. I think I need something to fold it up and put it in, though. I don't want someone to just crumple it up and chuck it in like there was some garbage. Arrow. I could stick it in a book, I guess, but kind of don't want to part with any great reading material, especially since we're going to be on a long trip.
John, you have to hurry!
Okay. Arrow.
Here, will this work?
Yeah, I guess I'll be fine. I know what to write.
Whatever you write, just make it quick, and tell everyone I say hi.
Okay, will do.
Okay, while you work on that, I think I'll bring up some friends.
Huh?
You know, let some of our travel companions get acquainted with the ship.
Arrow. Oh, God. Oh, fuck, it's Dave Sprite. I forgot about him.
Yeah, no shit.
How have you been, buddy?
Shush! Right now, catch up later.
Arrow. Okay, I think this is a pretty good letter.
Well, let me check it out. Maybe I'll humorously defile Willis and Affleck's dumb skyward yearning faces.
Oh, hell no.
Come on, dude, hand it over.
No, come on, guys, they're about to go. Just stuff it in the bucket and throw it at me already.
Too late. I already did it with sprite powers while he wasn't looking.
Ah, you bastard. Arrow.
Lob.
Wait a minute. I forgot trolls hate cleaning products for some alien reason. Shit, this is gonna make everyone so uncomfortable. Oh well, there it goes. Too late, I guess.
You fucked up.
The Carcat's expression there. I wish you could see that without the green there.
Don't, just give it some time. We're gonna cut to these guys now.
Okay. Rose, level up. Aradine's thread spinner.
Ariadne. It's the Greek goddess of spiders and weaving.
Gesundheit. Pentacle therapist. Level
Pentacle therapist.
Dave,
Nice.
level up.
Pimp Slayer.
Revenge of Ricky Schrodinger. Hot potato butterfingers. Rose and Dave reap spoils.
You both also get one of these. Now you can start flapping your traps with wild abandon at anyone you please.
Arrow.
You see? I told you they would bring your body.
Okay, well, I believed you about that, but yeah, I can see that. God, can someone get rid of that thing, please?
Oh, Solix, let's do it.
What?
The corpse party. There's no better time. What?
Good game.
Yeah. There's no better time, and there's so many corpses here to work with. Is everybody okay with that? Do you want to have a big corpse party? We can incinerate the remains in the sun. It will be just glorious.
Corpse party.
Rose, can you please explain to my friends what a human funeral is like?
Of course. I would describe it as an occasion marked by a great deal of jubilation at the expense of one or more well-dressed cadavers.
Oh my god.
I couldn't have put it better myself. Could you go into more detail?
Well, in my experience, a loved one, typically an elder, arranges to have the departed placed in a small box and then forces you to stand by in the rain all day. Then presumably winded by all the deeply ironic catharsis, she gets drunk and passes out on the couch.
Oh my god, we are never gonna stop fucking with each other, are we? Even without computers.
That sounds a tad specific. We may have to adapt proceedings to be a little more, I don't know, multicultural, I guess? Why don't you all do some brainstorming about what kind of funeral to have while I go round up the bodies?
Aradia, fuck. Will you cool it with the corpse party shit for a minute?
What's the matter?
I mean, everybody here is just met, and I guess just went through a lot of really heavy bullshit. Do you think that maybe this isn't the best thing to harp on right now?
I just thought it would be a nice thing to bond over.
Not everybody is as into death as you, though. Like, it's cool to see you so excited about something. I'm seriously thrilled about that. But frankly, it's all pretty fucking morbid to everybody. I just thought you should know.
Am I really that bad? Yes. Oh, sorry. I guess I've spent enough time here that I just don't see death as the terrible thing the living make it out to be. I honestly feel like it's a reason to celebrate. That's okay, Aradia. No one's blaming you. I actually think your whole death fangirl thing is funny and kind of charming. Death fangirl thing? What do you mean? Oh, come on! You are practically beside yourself with giddiness at the idea of serving as the maitre d' to all dream bubbles. You love being the caretaker of wayward souls and dreamers. Luckily, you make an adorable handmaid to the master of death, especially in your cute cherry pixie ensemble. You think so?
I'm going to agree with my fellow seer on this.
See? Even snooty Miss Cantaloupe Robe agrees. Oh, and guys, just for the sake of multicultural clarity, we trolls treat death itself as a mythological figure. He is a man with a frightening skull for a head and a terrible hypnotic glare. All the legends say he's got this super foxy handmaid to do his dirty work. I mean, this is all fantasy, of course, but we can't really understand each other's cultures unless we understand the myths behind them.
Yo, Terezi, we've got a Grim Reaper too. Shit isn't that novel. I mean, I think even a civilization full of the laziest sons of bitches are gonna make up a myth figure for death. Like, ooh, watch out, death is coming for you, he's got a skull and shit. I basically have no fucking imagination. That sounds badass to me. Wait, no, how about he's got a black robe too, and a fucking scythe to fucking slash at you with, in case you didn't die all the way or whatever. Damn, now you're talking, bro. Let's go ahead and stick that in our culture forever.
So what you're telling me, Dave, is that we both have death and cotton candy?
Hell yes.
We might as well be the same damn species!
Fuck!
Arrow.
Is it going to shit on everybody's great time if I dare to bring up important things now? Is it safe to poke our heads up from this gulch of idiotic banter and see if the coast is clear for adult, business-like conversation? Yes, humans, so nice to meet you, and it seems you're god tiers now? Neat, yada yada, what the fuck ever. Just one question. We followed that green beacon of what I thought was the aftermath of a successful blow-up of the sun mission. And after a breakneck warp speed journey in which my best fucking friend ever psyched me out into thinking he died yet a fucking again by expelling leader after gruesome leader of grub sauce from his every orifice, what do I find here? Why, in addition to a pair of humans draped in circus wear and all their flippant jives locked and goddamn loaded, it seems we have also chanced upon none other than the green fucking sun itself! Which, unless my raw, ruddy gander bulbs are still a little grief-leery, strikes me as still being somewhat rather fucking unblown up. So what is going on here? Dude, chill out. We just got hornswoggled is all. Oh, case closed. Okay, then. Let's start pitching dead pals into the limitless inferno. My curiosity was totally fucking sated just then.
The sun will never be destroyed, Carcat. I'm sorry, but you were misinformed.
Ah, more breathtaking reassurance. Everything will be fine, guys. We were just hornswoggled and misinformed. Carry on, then. Wasn't the whole point to take out the sun to neutralize Jack?
It should be a problem.
Oh no! Then what's the plan now?
It's simple. We regroup, and then we defeat him in person.
Oh! Oh! Fucking oh! And here I thought the new plan was going to be something incredibly stupid and suicidal. Did I say oh yet? Because that's the sound I make when I'm fucking relieved.
Honk.
What?
Honk!
What does honk mean this time, you whimsical piece of shit? Don't you start with me. Do not start with me. I will get you in a headlock so tight it will be a miracle if people don't mistake our tussle for an ill-conceived ventriloquist act. I will shoot you again, so help me God. I will shoot your clown ass to Shangri bullshit line back and fill your ear with my white-hot pale bro spittle. I am full and fucking well prepared to get conciliatory with you again if you so much as pass gas murderously. Do you understand? Is that what you want? Do I need to calm your fago sticky tent squatting shit down again?
Nah, brother, I was just about to say for you to try and get yourself down on, maybe.
Man, what the hell happened on this meteor anyway? Actually, don't even tell me. Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. No, you're right. I should relax and breathe. I mean, what are more rays for, right? This is how it works. I stop you from killing everybody, and then you return the favor and calm me down, and I just breathe like this. Fuck, that sun is bright. Call me crazy, but it's kind of hard to relax for a stone's throw from, oh, I guess it's only the biggest fucking star any mortals ever laid eyes on.
Actually, I was just thinking, it's nice to get a little sun after so long.
Sure, that's all well and good for you, but I mean, can this be healthy? Aren't we gonna get burned or have our retina scorched by looking at it? Oh god, I think I'm having a panic attack.
Carcat, you're embarrassing us in front of the humans.
Fuck you, I can't breathe, it's so bright. I need sunglasses or something. Quick, which one of you awesome dudes has a radical pair of shades I can borrow?
Oh, one moment.
Hero. Not helping. Arrow.
I was joking! Get those fucking things away from me!
Arrow.
I am so sorry, you guys. We are actually a lot cooler than this.
Are you actually?
No, we are not.
What is happening now? Someone tell me what's going on. Who's the leader now? Aradia, are you the leader now? Or is it Rose? I have an idea. Let's take the invincible demon head on, Lalande. I need to know who the leader is. I need to know in whose direction I must behave as the most pathetically useless subordinate I can be. Quick, Someone boss me around. I'm fucking incompetent and raring to go. That's what you do when there's a leader around trying to make plans, right? You drop your IQ harder than a pair of hilariously plummeting pants. You ceaselessly ramble about vapid bullshit. You run around hiding all your worldly possessions in treasure chests, and then everyone starts murdering each other. If there's any other experience characterizing leadership, it's one I sure as fuck never had. So I need to know who the leader is. Strider, is it you?
Arrow.
Gamsey, what you doing there, boy?
That is a really
It's in need of a
chilled
shoosh.
out corpse.
Carcat, I don't know if anyone cares about formal ranks like that anymore, or if anyone ever did. But for what it's worth, I suggest that from now on you all listen closely to the advice of our human guests.
Wait, really?
Yes, no need to be so modest, Dave. Tactically speaking, a Knight of Time and a Seer of Light is a nearly unbeatable combination.
Okay. I don't really have any orders to give, though, except for Carcat to shut the hell up because that horseshit is more obnoxious in person than I ever imagined. Oh, wow! I would offer a retort to your vicious barb, except for the fact that unlike every asshole ever, I actually follow orders and shut my mouth! Check it out, dog!
Do me a favor. Can you go like like he's struggling to stay quiet? Thank you.
Yes, you are off to an excellent start as a subordinate. Keep doing that.
Shut up!
Dave, don't worry if you do not have instructions for us. The Knight of Time is not necessarily the tactician. He has a powerful warrior class which exploits the flow of time as a weapon. Rose is the one who must play the role of the strategist. The Seer class knows her aspect comprehensively. As a knower of all fortune, she can see the circuitous paths that will lead to the most favorable outcomes for everyone. Personally, I would defer to her judgment. Really? You can do that?
Yes.
That sounds a lot more useful than my Seer powers.
Illumination of the road to victory for all is an asset considerably different from command over the outcomes of decisions made by individuals. How do you know your talents won't be critical in blazing this auspicious trail?
I guess I don't.
That's because you're not me.
Okay then, what do we do?
Arrow. Nothing yet. But reasonably soon, within a certain window, it will be time to leave. We will then pilot this meteor as fast as we can. We will then pilot this meteor as fast as we can make it go in that exact direction.
What's that way?
Nothing whatsoever. As of now, that way lies darkness and uncertainty beyond description.
I see. Then perhaps we should reserve the infinite darkness plan for the maybe column for now. I think I'm even willing to let Dave take a crack at the logistics before we commit to that particular maneuver, daring though it sounds.
Oh, yeah. I got sick nasty logistics up my sleeve. I just call them sticks, FYI, which is how you know I'm way savvy about them. Most of the sticks I'm fine-tuning at the moment involve rap, though I should warn you. But Dave, what if that dope as hell plan falls through, I can hear you ask? Plan B involves drawing some shitty cartoons and not giving a fuck about stuff.
I hereby second this cool dude's radical motion on grounds of ridiculously decadent attire.
Yes, I'm willing to humor elaboration on this rap-centric plan and its apathy-based contingencies, even if it is excessively stupid.
Trust me, it is. Just as you should trust me that by the time we leave, if we leave exactly within the designated window, and we are able to travel at nearly the speed of light, the meteor will trace a route through the furthest ring that will topologically resolve as a straight line. It will lead us directly to the new session. For a brief moment, the sun will be visible from that session, and we need to be riding the Surtu's coattails of its photons.
This is why you all need an advanced seer. I have become familiar with the ways of the fabric out here, but even I couldn't chart a journey that long or complex.
That's because it's almost impossible to do voluntarily. Even if we were to head right now into the session's true physical direction, it wouldn't be long before we found ourselves traveling in just the opposite direction. This is not even to speak of the chronological particularities, even traveling some distance, we could discover we were suddenly tailgating our own meteor from several days ago. If we are particularly unfortunate, we may even collide in an intersection of space-time with the meteor piloted by our future selves. And if we look closely at the meteor before impact, we might notice a very large dent in it, which it originally suffered during the very collision we were about to experience. It takes precision and timing to reach your destination out here. And most importantly, the grace of the gods themselves.
Okay, what the fuck? Were you holding your breath that whole time? Yeah. So?
Oh God, you dummy! You don't actually have to hold your breath when you're being quiet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, of course it sounds obvious when you put it like that. Rose, I told you this dude is fucking incredible. Shut the fuck up! Look, I'm just a little out of practice at staying quiet for extended periods of time, okay?
He really is.
Anyway, whatever. So what you're saying, Wand, is we're going to be on this horrible rock a good while longer to get to this paradise session or whatever it is.
Before I continue, I just want to say I'm really amused that even when Carcat is trying to talk less, he still takes up most of the page.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And since we probably aren't going to force Solix's bullshit half-ghost or whatever to pop himself again, like a packet of nasty fetid mustard so he can shoot this thing into hyperspace... Hey, man, come on. Not cool. I'm guessing that means it'll take considerably longer to get there than it did to get here?
Yes.
I just knew it. This is my worst nightmare realized. When we first fled to this meter, I had this weird feeling we'd wind up spending forever at this miserable place, assuming we actually survived. But I'm almost afraid to ask, how long is this trip going to take? Probably some absolutely preposterous amount of time, like 3 long, maddening sweeps, right? Wouldn't that just be so cosmically convenient and perfect for everybody? Especially for the most important purpose of all, my uninterrupted continuum of personal agony. Oh, thank you, dark gods. Thank you so fucking much. You win this round. You win all the rounds, apparently. There are no rounds, even. There's just your slimy tendrils, our naked bodies, and epochs of molestation.
Don't be ridiculous. It won't be nearly that long.
Oh.
It'll only take about 3 years.
Okay, that's not so bad, I guess. Wait, how long are years supposed to be again? Was it like 2 weeks or something?
Yes, 2. And then 50 more.
Carcat, go back to holding your breath. This is going to be a wonderful journey for everyone. I'm a bit jealous, honestly, or I would be if I wasn't having such a good time with my death fangirl thing. So you aren't coming then? No, I still have important work to do here. Aww, but that doesn't rule out the possibility we can meet again in bubbles along your journey. I hope so.
I think I'll hang here behind here too, if that's okay with you guys. Wait, what? No, come on, don't be like that. Be like what? A ghost? I don't think I belong with the living anymore. You're a half-ghost, asshole. What does that even mean? How are you even taking this idiotic half-death seriously if you just go hog wild as a fucking whole ghost and say stupid shit like, blah, blah, I belong in the afterlife now, like a dumbass? KK, sorry. I'm just done with this crap. This insane adventure bullshit. It's nothing personal. I just want to spend some time with AA and chill out and catch up with some of our dead buddies. Is that okay? Whatever. Fine. I'm going back to not breathing again.
Maybe I will stay here too.
Why?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Spaz?
Yeah, what?
Maybe I will stay here too.
Oh, I replied. Why?
As nice as it sounds to move on, I don't know if I can stand 3 of your human years of more darkness. I like this sun. It's comforting in a strange way. Like home.
But what if we need your help?
What could I possibly do? Aside from providing a light source as you navigate the dim corridors, I would function as a premium escort to the load gaper, and that's about it. But Kanaya, you still have important work to finish too. We can't ignore our duties. What are you talking about? Our race is extinct, remember? And after a few more casualties, it is now hanging by a thread. Your job was to see to the resurrection of our people. What real hope is there for that? The orb was destroyed. I was never able to duplicate the grist cost it I was never able to duplicate it. The grist cost was astronomical. There's always hope, though. You just never know, and I don't think you should give up. Doesn't Rose know? Can't you see the path to victory on this matter?
That's hard to say. Does the repopulation of your species qualify as victory? These things aren't always clear cut. Some outcomes are for your own judgment. What outcome would you like the most?
I would like to have the orb again, and to keep it safe this time. And I guess to not be a total failure.
Okay. If you follow my advice, I can at least promise you will find yourself in the best position to determine whether that may come to pass. Can you please come? Between the two of us, you with your inexplicably heretofore unmentioned
Phosphorescence.
and I with my nigh reflective traffic cone orange uncery, the meteor should never be too dark.
Solix, oh my god, is it just me, or is everybody already just fucking hitting on each other? Left and right? Oh god, I can't take sweeps of this shit. Don't leave me here alone, please don't.
Well, alright. But must we really leave so soon?
It's soon or never, but not immediately. Even if the route were accessible now, it would still behoove us to wait. There's correspondence from John yet to arrive.
Whoa, really?
After that, we will have to wait for one final guest to appear. Then we ride like the solar wind. The race will be afoot.
Wait, another visitor? Who?
Fuck!
Oh lord, now what?
Bro, where the fuck is your body?
Arrow.
Solix, where did your body go? Oh, if I know.
Oh no.
Wait a minute! Wait just a fucking minute! Where's... Shit! Vriska's body is gone too! Wait, she's dead too. You guys are so messed up. Where are they? Did anyone see what happened? Damn it, when the fuck will I learn not to turn my back on the bodies? Hold on. Oh no, where's Gamzee?
He took them. Look at the trails.
Oh, fuck. No, fuck no. Fuck that corpse-hoarding sack of horrible garbage. Wait, has the Juggalo troll been giving you guys fits like this or something? Like, this is a thing? Like a pattern? Nice guess, shithead! Oh man, one of you guys has got to sit me down and tell me what actually happened here. It all just sounds fucking amazing in sort of the stupidest way possible. I mean, like, personal tragedies notwithstanding. Oh, yeah, he does this. He sort of collects bodies and decapitates them and stuff. Sticks them in big science jars for some reason.
I'm pretty sure he kisses them too sometimes.
No, I'm not listening to shit like that. I didn't even hear that. It's like, you know how every now and then your Lucis will bring back some random-ass dead animal back to your hive for no fucking reason? And they don't ever stop doing that, no matter how much you yell? It's like that, you know what I mean? Not really. Oh, wait. Against all odds, I sort of do. Mine actually did do that once. Yeah, there you go. When I was really young, he made this stupid leather bib for me out of a goddamn horse. For the ironies, obviously.
Dave has never owned a cat, I can see. Was that the one you mentioned had a pink heart on it?
Yeah.
Huh.
What?
It's just that with the clarity afforded by my new abilities, it occurred to me just now that dead horse was likely the beautiful pet pony my mother gave me recently. It was crushed to death by your newborn ass, you bastard.
Well, shit. That's a hell of a mystery. No one thought was a mystery and didn't even really need solving, but damn if it didn't just get solved. So nice work.
Thanks.
Kanaya, where are you going?
Arrow.
Clown hunting.
That is such a bad, like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Kanaya is badass.
she is.
The most badass of lesbians. Arrow.
Look at all the background trolls. I love how haphazardly they're put together.
Yeah, it's just the minimalist background, like.
Rose's eyes are my favorite part of this entire panel. Oh, did you say Arrow?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no. Are you sure you'd want to do that? I mean, who even really cares if he stole your more bodies? He can have them, frankly, as long as he keeps him out of trouble. We don't need to have a corpse party. Fucking seriously, fuck that dumb idea. Alright, if you're really gonna go, just be careful. No more pointless bloodshed, okay? That's an order. Wait, fuck, I'm not leader anymore. Rose, can you order her to do that? Say what I just said, really angrily. Assuming you can even be angry. Wait, guys, something's happening. What the fuck is going on now?
Arrow. Pump.
Holy.
Arrow.
Fucking.
Can someone please rip this gif? We gotta. I gotta. I almost want to get Nitro just so I can add this. Did you say fucking?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Arrow. Punk. Arrow. 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 Arrow.
That's why Homestuck fans were a menace to anyone fucking cosplaying as Carcat.
Yep.
There was the one Carcat cosplayer who actually got legitimately injured because the most insane of the fans would not stop throwing buckets at him.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Arrow.
And that's why I'm glad I didn't pick up this comic until 2016.
Same! 2018 for me.
2021.
Nice.
Arrow. Arrow.
Hella Bruce. Sweet Bruce and Hella Affleck.
Arrow.
Wait, wait, we have to read what's on the front of the poster first.
All right. Dude, do you want to do it?
Beep. 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 Backing up slowly into Earth's atmosphere.
Arrow. Hey everybody, this is John. Oh, actually, it is John, Jade, and Dave Sprite. We all contributed to the contents of this bucket. We have to make it quick because apparently you're about to go on a long journey, just like us. I'm sorry we can't be there for the big meetup, Carcat. What?
What? Oh, no, sorry.
I deeply regret that it will not be I to present you for these highly touted troll human sloppy makeouts. Maybe in 3 years, assuming you all aren't totally smooched out by then. I am just kidding around, by the way. Rose, Dave, and you both look totally sweet. I can't believe you're both god tiers now. Did you know Jade is too? Also, she has dog ears. She looks fantastic. How cool is it we're all god tiers? It's like we're a superhero team or some kind of anime squad. Like Sailor Moon's, I guess, but not as lame or as sexy. I'm gonna miss the hell out of both of you for the next few years. I'm already looking forward to the new session, so I'm already looking forward to the new session so hard. It was a fun adventure we had today, wasn't it? All of this happened in one day. All of it. This entire thing.
Yes.
One fucking
Yes, it
day.
did.
I'll even miss talking to
Yep.
the trolls too. Oh, say hi to them for me, even though I didn't get to know many, except Carcat, obviously. Oh, yeah, and yeah, Vriska too. Vriska, if you read this, thanks again for all of your help. I don't think I'd have made it this far if not for you. I just thought you should know that. Jade and Dave Sprite both say hi and send their best wishes. But now Jade says I have to finish quickly. She wants me to throw this bucket and its heartfelt payload through her mysterious portal, so here I go. See you all in 3 years. John. Oh. Totally. Oh, God. This is... Carcat mental breakdown.
Oh no, the goth lesbians!
Okay, don't click away yet. Don't click away yet. Top corner.
What?
That was the plan. Give you a boner.
What? Arrow. Oh, God. Arrow. Oh, wait, we need a distant Carcat scream. Arrow. Wait, Popcorn, do you have the Wilhelm scream? No, that's perfect. Arrow.
I do, by the way.
Yeah, Wilhelm scream this. Thank you, Arrow.
You're welcome.
Arrow. 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 What?
Those with the power of the green sun can act as gateways to it.
Yeah. Arrow.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Who's this guy?
The visitor I mentioned earlier. He'll be traveling with us too. Arrow.
Is he dead?
You there, miss! Please save my friend!
We should be able to get him some help along the way, but only if we leave immediately. Luckily for him, we have no alternative. Jack will arrive soon.
What?
When I said the race will be afoot, I was being literal. He will soon follow our trail and match our speed, and since this is not the ideal scenario for a final showdown, the best we can hope to do is outrun him. Arrow.
Sounds like it's time to hit the fucking road then. How do we make this thing go anyway? Does it have rockets or something I don't know about?
Maybe it does, I'm not sure. But one good push in the right direction should be all we need.
I can help with that. Solix, do you think you can lend me a hand?
Huh?
They'll need the biggest push we can give them.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
What, so just one push is going to last 3 years? Let alone outrun Jack? Bullshit!
Calm down, KK. It should be fine. You won't slow down.
How the fuck do you know that?
Troll Isaac Newton told him.
Okay, whatever. Let's just get on with it. In the meantime, we should set up some sort of checkpoint perimeter around the dead mayor guy, just so Gamzee doesn't try to hoard his body or chop off his head.
What is he the mayor of, anyway? It kind of looks like he just made that sash himself.
He's the duly elected mayor of the Fruity Rumpus Asshole Factory, and he just cut the ribbon to a brand new museum full of priceless shut the fuck up.
Okay, you guys can keep arguing if you like, but I'm going to send you on your way now. Then, after you leave, I should be able to buy you a little more time.
How's that?
When Jack comes, I'll slow him down for a while. It won't be for very long, but it's the best I can do.
That would help us. That should help us greatly. Thank you, Radia.
You're welcome. Are you ready, Solix?
Arrow. Arrow. Boing! Arrow. Freem!
Yeet.
Arrow.
That flashing is quite painful.
End of Act 6, Intermission 1. Sleepy Kitty is sleepy.
Oh, I forgot that they use Infinity Mechanism for this.
I love this.
I love this song.
This is a super good song indeed. And this is a super good character.
Hell yeah.
And this is just
I'm
a
only on
super
half
good Flash in
right now.
general. Alonzi!
And on the clouds, am I right?
You're so funny.
I know, right? It's why I host the stream.
Shh, the guitar
God,
is
this
playing.
is so good.
That is a horrible game. How old are the characters when you started?
Well, the original 4 kids were 13. These guys are 16.
Right, and so it's a plot convenience that both sets of original kids need to travel for 3 years so that they'll all be the same age whenever they finally meet up.
And Arrow.
Yep.
Arrow.
Oh, right, sorry. You are Jane Crocker again.
Trailers.
What?
These teaser trailers are like the only indication we get that Andrew Hussey is like a little sorry for leaving us in the dark for so long.
Okay. You are Jane Crocker again. And once again, you have woken up on the moon of Prospit without any recollection of how you fell asleep. You think you were going outside to get the mail? You can't remember.
Arrow. Sorry, I'm trying to use the mouse so that it's disturbing Kepler as little as possible.
Yeah. Excuse me.
The moon is presently eclipsing Skya. From your fanciful dream room atop your golden tower, you have seen many remarkable things in the clouds, things which you cannot explain. But against all better judgment, you have a feeling that what you are fondly regarding could very well be some sort of miracle.
Arrow.
The miracle of a new beginning.
Arrow. What? Arrow? Oh no! Arrow? No!
Great!
Arrow. Dead.
Another coffin clogger bites the dust.
Arrow.
2 down. 2 to go.
Gene, be Jack Noir.
Jane is too dead at the moment to be Jack Noir. Jack Noir just bees himself instead.
Jack, get watch.
Get this shit out. Alright, get this shit out of the way. You're a busy big bureaucrat. The clock is ticking and time is dead, kids.
Check time.
The moment rapidly approaches. You're gonna show these Alabasta sons of bitches how a Cold War is done. You can't wait to read it in their papers. The maid is dead, our life is pathetic, blah, blah, blah. Or some such monotone drivel overheard during one of their pointless weepy cadaver parades. There'll be no mistaking it this time. No servant will discover the body and inform the queen that Prospit's remaining hero passed in her sleep, peacefully and mysteriously. When the clock strikes 12, no one in this wretched kingdom will have any doubt who's calling the shots here. You're gonna bring this whole goddamn ball down.
Contact roll.
You touch base with your administration's top powder monkey, none other than Dursite Bumbler Extraordinaire, the Courtyard Droll. You ask if he's done rigging the tower to blow. He says, "You bet." You say, "Good, over." But he mutters something over the radio you don't quite catch. You say, "What is it?" He says, "Oh, nothing, boss." You say, "Out with it." He asks, "Isn't this cheating? Assassinating the heroes like this before the war's even really begun?" You say, "What do you care? Just follow your orders." He says, "Oh, of course. No question. He just thought it was against the rules or something." You say, "It's all fair game now the kingdom's under new management. The new boss ain't opposed to taking some shrewd tactical shortcuts." You like the cut of her jib. He says he supposes he can't complain. Her policy towards elaborate hats seems to be as lenient as the old queen's. You say, "Will you shut up about the hats?" He says it's probably because she wears the most grand and luxurious fluffy hat he's ever seen. You say you don't think that's a hat. You think it's something called hair. He says, "Oh." You say, "Now quit all the yapping and following your damn orders." He says, "Okay, but it still just feels wrong." You say, "What does?" He says he doesn't know, just something about feeding that poor sleeping boy all those deadly peanuts just felt wrong. You say you don't care if it felt like a fucking full body massage. Just get those bombs ready to blow, over and out. Wait. Bet him what?
Arrow.
He says the intelligence report he had said the kid wouldn't take well to peanuts. So he snuck in there with a whole bag of them. You know, like the kind from circuses.
Arrow.
He says he ate most of them because they were delicious. And as far as he knows, aren't poisonous to most everybody else. But he did save a few to get the job done.
because he is a professional who always carries out his orders.
Arrow.
I think these bits are you, Popcorn.
Well,
Can you say severely allergic and deadly peanuts?
severely allergic. Deadly peanuts.
It's not easy feeding a sleeping boy some peanuts, he says. He says he had to work extra hard to put them in his mouth and then use his hands to make his mouth chew up the nuts.
Arrow.
Joe.
But mission accomplished nonetheless, he tells you. You should be pleased to know those nuts were super deadly. Though, to be honest, you doesn't know if he died from the poison or just choked on a bunch of barely chewed peanut bits. You know what else is super deadly, you say? Knives. Sharp, deadly knives you stick in people's soft torsos to make them bleed until they die. He doesn't have anything to say to that.
Wrap this up.
You say forget it. What's done is done. The Prospidian heroes are dead, and that's all that matters. Just be ready to detonate at the appointed time. He says roger that, but wonders if there are any more orders after that. He asks, what about the other two, the ones on our moon? And most importantly, is there any particular snack that is poisonous to them? You say forget about those two, they're much trickier to deal with. You've got the dignitary working on it now. You'll get a report from him soon when you return. You wouldn't have even bothered leaving in the first place, but you wanted to make the trip personally to stick it to all these self-righteous sky-bathing goody two-shoes as yourself. Hang on. Something's happening here. You gotta go.
Inspect torso.
This can't be good. You better hit the road and blow this joint before the dead broad does some sort of lifey thing.
Hit road. Blow joint.
Joint, you say?
I can hook you up.
Zoop.
You gotta add smoke weed every day to your list.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh, you have it. Yes. Arrow.
Let's go.
Someone get God?
Look,
What?
it's
Arrow?
there's the weed
God, that-
smoke. Because he's-
Now, hey, they don't have to be
God.
gods. They don't have to be gods here to be affected by their aspect. John got saved by the breeze before he ascended.
True. Ball
Yeah.
drop.
But this shit again.
God,
Drop it like it's hot.
that
Drop it
voice
like
is
it's
even
hot.
harder on my. That voice is even harder on my throat than Parkat.
Arrow? Boing.
Bounce.
Arrow. Arrow. Boing. Boing.
Not the Vatican.
Oh my god, that is the Vatican!
Holy shit!
Arrow.
Vatican destroyed by gigantic marble.
Well, I think we can all agree that Loose Balls has but once before destroyed the Vatican.
Christ.
Act 6, Act 2.
Jane, wake up.
What the heck just happened? Now you remember. The mailbox was booby-trapped, but you survived somehow and got knocked out. How did you get all the way over here?
Arrow.
Dad seems just as dumbfounded as you are, and more than a little distraught. Did Lil Seb whisk you away in the nick of time? Can that little bunny really move that fast? Where is he?
Arrow. Oh my god, this universe has cats instead of dogs.
You suppose you should let Dad know you're okay, but it's been so long since you've enjoyed such a massive prankster's gambit in exchange with the old man. It's hard not to bask in it, if only for a few seconds.
Jane, turn around.
Oh, it's the god cat again. You guess that explains it.
Oh, it's only the god cat. Whatever. Arrow.
Just look at that aloof little bastard. He doesn't give a shit about anything, does he? You guess you should feel grateful toward him for saving your life, but you know he's just as likely to rescue you from an explosion as he is to randomly teleport you across town, forcing you to call your dad and ask for a ride home, while you spend all day standing in some random field in the pouring rain while you wait hours for your dad to come and pick you up after he gets lost because he plugged the wrong place into Google Maps.
That was a little specific.
Yeah.
Call god cat down from the tree.
Also, notice the letters that make up his name.
GC?
GCAT.
You'll figure it out. Anyway, even if you were inclined to do that, he wouldn't respond to that name. You're pretty sure he doesn't have a name. You and your friends just call him the G-Cat for lack of anything else to call him. Everybody has opinions, but nobody can agree on a good name. You think he probably doesn't want a name. He's just a feisty stray who likes to meddle with your life and then vanish for weeks at a time.
Arrow.
Uh-oh. Looks like the jig is up yet again. Is the jig ever anywhere but up? That's what you want to know. You feel bad about leaving him in suspense for even a moment. Your gambit gets totally rocked by a guilty conscience.
Arrow.
He tells you to get inside this instant.
Oh no, both their copies are destroyed. Return to room.
Slam.
You get inside this instant and march back up to your bedroom. Dad didn't say as much, but it's a safe bet you are now perma-grounded for life. You hear a loud thump just outside your door.
Arrow.
You can see me, right? Tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Contact BFFC.
Love the implication that he just ripped the bathtub out of the ground instead of finding any other more convenient heavy object.
Yeah.
Who's a good god?
Dads, man.
Who's a good god cat? Sorry, Kepler's so cute.
This is true.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the happy boy. He just lets you swoop him up and rub his belly.
Deserves at least, 20 minutes of our time during these streams.
At least. I'm sorry. Contact BFFC.
As long as you just got done paying the piper, you might as well get busy eating all this goddamn crow. Oh, so much of this stuff is gathered on your plate. She appears to be online now. It looks like she sent you the hacked file while you were away.
Arrow.
Hey! Ahem. Rolo?
Oh, sorry. Was having important chats.
Oh, with whom?
With yet another ineligible fucking bachelor who else I have to talk to.
Yeah, which one precisely?
These three, insufferable prigma extraordinary. Oh, wow. Extra dinner. Yum.
If the chats and surplus dinners were truly important, I wouldn't want to interrupt.
Of course not. Just the usual BS. Chats with you always get precedence anyways. Unless this is more of you giving me shit about not believing me on all my sick true facts.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I see. Go on.
You see, I was just the target of another assassination attempt.
You peeked and cut out, but that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, that was cute. Two, in fact. One here in the real world as I attempted to retrieve the mail. Luckily, it was thwarted by a certain cat who shall remain nameless.
Oh man, God cat. BBF. Good. BFF. No wait, God was right. Fuck it, both spellings are true.
But in the process of being rescued from the explosion, I was knocked unconscious, and in my dreams there was another assassination attempt. This one I believe was successful.
Uh-oh.
I'm becoming convinced that our dream selves are being picked off by violent hooligans.
Shit. Hooliganas. Yes. But I think you mean Batter Witch thugs.
Perhaps. The one who accosted me was a knife-wielding lunatic, and it's reasonable to deduce the same forces responsible for Jake's death on Prospect as well. It looks like we are in the clutches of an actual caper, a real-life mystery, which under different circumstances would be quite exciting. But the truth is, I think we are all in great danger.
Well, fuck. I guess it's time to take this shit up to red alert. To where it's been for like fucking ever, Jane.
Yeah. But that wasn't all there was to the dream. Shortly before I got stabbed, I had a rather long gander at Skya.
A gander, you say?
Yes.
How good a gander?
I would say a pretty substantial gander.
Okay. And during this totally massive gander you snagged, what did you see?
I saw things in the clouds.
Things.
Yes, things.
What things?
Things happening in the future, I think. Many events pertaining to us, all of us, and other people I didn't recognize. It was a bit overwhelming. It made me feel small, insignificant, relative to whatever it is we're about to involve ourselves with. And honestly, it made me feel pretty foolish, too.
Foolish? Why foolish?
I began to wonder why I ever had the audacity to think I know much of anything about the world we live in, or the journey we're about to take, or to think I could ever rule anything out. I have a feeling that whatever I saw, it means you've been telling the truth all along, about everything, and I'm starting to feel like a complete idiot for doubting you.
Oh, man.
I've been one great big horse's caboose, and I think you're owed an apology. Do you think you can forgive me?
Jane, damn. You're making me feel like shit here.
Why?
No reason. Just, hey, did you download the game file I sent yet?
I did, and at this point, I guess I have no choice but to use it. I guess you were a step ahead of me yet again.
Why?
Because the one in the mail detonated in my most recent assassination attempt.
What? Oh, fuck those hacks! The old exclaiming game trick would stoop to such lowbrow shenanigans like that. So many sweet typos.
Mm-hmm.
That wish just makes me so fucking furious sometimes.
The tactic was quite underhanded, yes.
Yeah. So, what were we talking about again? Sorry, I'm just worked up over it.
I don't blame you. Where were we? Where we were, by my estimation, was a place wherein I was about to awkwardly attempt to swallow a helping of humble pie, to somehow make it up to you for my years of stubborn mistrust.
Hey, Jane. Right. I spaced out in middle of my fucking line. Very in character.
Yes.
It's like, hey, Jay, like 5 minutes later. Sorry, I was getting more to drink.
Hey, Jane. Wasn't that a bunch of split infinitives? Split. To awkwardly attempt to somehow make it up.
Oh!
So busted!
Oh gosh, what a doofus. You see, I clearly don't have all the answers. I really had some nerve challenging anyone on practically any subject.
Don't beat yourself up too bad. We both know that rule is bullshit anyway. You hold yourself to too high a standard, and those standards kind of leak out and start getting applied to other people, I guess, sometimes. You really don't have to apologize, Jenny, or eat humble pip or anything. All you've got to do is maybe not be such a huge tight ass all the time.
That's fair, but I would still like to make a gesture, even if it's one partially motivated by self-interest, seeing as I clearly have much to learn. I would like to give you a free pass for a day. It is good for 24 solid hours of absolute credulity from your best friend.
Okay, waiting for you to say what the fuck you're exactly talking about.
It means that starting now, whatever you tell me, I will have to believe you. I promise.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ooh.
Are you there? Ro?
This is a dramatic pause. Calm your tits.
Oh. Exactly how dramatic are we talking here? Shall I go retrieve a magazine?
Really?
Sigh.
So I want to tell you about this thing called the firmament and how the world is actually flat. It's on the back of a turtle.
Wow. Sigh.
Arrow.
Okay then, what do you want me to say for you to auto-believe in?
Everything, I guess. I'd like to be completely up to speed if possible.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I already said everything. Want me to just say it all again?
Some reiteration certainly couldn't hurt, but this time I won't work so hard to sift the fantastical from the plausible.
So, stuff I said about my mom, or...
Sure.
Okay, well, for starters, she really is the notable author, you know.
Oh, I know that. That was always something I had no trouble believing, considering the public documentation even reclusive celebrities receive. And frankly, the family resemblance is obvious.
Yeah.
Anyway, it would be disingenuous if I found your relation far-fetched, since we're all apparently related to noteworthy people. It's just one of those funny things.
True that. Then, what else can I talk about? Like her occult magics and stuff? Because I don't know a whole lot about the magics. Besides the fact that they're all real as shit can get.
Maybe we should start at the very beginning.
I don't have
Okay.
enough liquor for that.
Okay, but the beginning was a heck of a long time ago.
Do you remember around when we first started talking?
Yeah.
And you claimed you were the one making my pumpkins disappear?
Yeah.
You later proceeded to try to prove to me that what you were saying was true, but none of your attempts thereafter would ever bear any fruit, pardon the pun.
Okay, but it ain't pardon because the pumpkin ain't even a fruit. It's a big orange porch thing for Halloween, numbnuts.
Yes, I know what pumpkins are. It was a joke, silly. What I'm trying to say is, in thinking back to those days when you couldn't verify your claims, it made me think the whole thing was a big ruse. And I think this unfortunately began a pattern of mistrust. It was always hard to rule out the possibility that you could be joking around with about other things as well.
Yeah, but it's not my fault. I mean, a purification tech is notoriously unreliable. Remember, I explained this. I can't just always purify stuff from you anytime I want. I can only take stuff I'm allowed to, which is pretty much random. Like, stuff that if I taken, I'd be messing up the timeline because that stuff is supposed to be there and serve some function it hasn't served yet. So most of the time, if I try, all I get is slime on my end. But pumpkins, for some reason, are a little easier to take. I don't know why. Like, they are specifically and arbitrarily unhinged from space-time. Is spooky.
I couldn't begin to explain the science behind such a technology either, but I guess the important thing is, regardless of how or why it works, this is a story you continue to stand by. That is, you are still taking credit for the mysterious disappearance of all those pumpkins that grew years ago.
Yeah, I so gonged your guards, Jane.
Did you gank them? Did you gank them when my gourd was down?
Yes, I did exactly that. Snatched your patch, sucker.
Very well, then I believe that is what happened. That's all I'm trying to say here.
So, okay, you believe that. Now what?
Now, nothing really. You may continue to tell me anything you would like with confidence that I won't doubt you. So by all means, go ahead.
Okay, got it. So, Jane, what's it feel like to get stabbed by a bad guy?
Oh, come on.
Huh?
That is a question.
Yeah, so?
It's not any sort of revelation or statement for me to take at face value. Dad, burn it. This isn't that difficult. And for the record, it's not great.
Well, it's not.
Getting stabbed by a bad guy, it isn't all that peachy.
Yeah, I bet. Must have sucked. Or dream sucked, I don't know.
So you're not in the mood to tell me things?
No, I am. I'm psyched about you wanting to believe me and all, but part of me still feels like I should prove it. Like I tried to once. It was just frustrating. I mean, I'm a scientist. I should be able to prove my shit. Like, subject my claims to the fucking Metricogs.
Madrigogs?
Madrigers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Do you?
I mean, trust... I mean, trust between friends is sweet and everything, but I don't know if I want to be the recipient of like a buttload of believins.
It's not about pity. It's more like a gesture I'm trying to make. Or maybe that's not quite right. It has more to do with setting things right for myself than making it up to you. Does that make sense? Shoot, I'm doing such a terrible job explaining this.
Patiently sips beverage.
The bottom line is, I want to believe the things you say now. That's all you need to know.
Okay, that's good. I want that too, but I still want to prove it irregardlessly.
Shudders uncontrollably at the word usage.
Oops, sorry. I still want to prove it irregardlessly. All fixed it as fuck, so you done for one last try.
Sure.
Okay, let's get pussy. Why you want to see me disappearify?
Jane, look around.
I don't know. The baking chest, maybe?
You pig! I got size restrictions here. Bigger stuff takes huge amounts of power to swipe. So this gizmo I have has a built-in size cap. Like something as big as you, for instance, I can't take. Believe me, I've tried.
Duh. That's sweet of you, I guess.
It was so sweet of me to try and steal you for the hangouts, but it didn't work because of bullshit. But I can take stuff somewhat smaller.
What are the restrictions?
Just dump your shit on the floor. Tell me everything is there.
Jane, empty Stilodex.
Well, what immediately catches my attention is this enormous book. I wonder how it squares with your size restrictions.
What book?
My unabridged Sassacres. It's a very rare edition and a precious family heirloom, so I don't know if it would make an ideal candidate for the journey.
No, are you kidding? That shit is perfect. Should be just the right size, like big, but just sparkly, not too big.
But what if it gets damaged?
You be set fire.
Oh, silly me. What was I even worried about?
Man, set fine.
That wasn't even a Freudian slip. Dr. Freud just tripped over an errant phallus, tumbled down a flight of stairs, and broke his neck. And then a cigar exploded comically in his face.
Yeah, you're funny. OMG, still lolling at that word boner I made. OMG.
It was spectacular.
But for real? I won't set your fucking joke book on fire, Jade. It doesn't even do that, even if it goes the worst kinds of wrong.
Couldn't we send Wise Guy instead? At least it can be easily replaced.
Jane. Jane! Fuck Wise Guy! It's to be so lame as a Guida pig book. Goddamn, who am I kidding? I don't even know how to spell Guida pig while sober. Could be sober as a church Christ to look at it. Guine, Guinea. I don't know. Shit looks intrinsically fucked typographically speaking. So, fuck that rod, and fuck those particular pigs.
No, I reject your proposal that we fuck Wise Guy, whatever that actually means, or for that matter, the spelling of any adorable road named after African nations.
Jane, are you being a tight ass again?
I don't think so.
We talked about this.
About what?
About you being a tight ass.
I am not being a tight ass.
Janie, it seems to me that there is a maths % chance of you being a huge tight ass. Are you being a huge tight ass on me, Jade?
Oh, god damn it. Take the book. What do I care?
Yes, that's the spear pit. Now you are believing with petrol.
I fail to see what offering up a priceless book for your wildly capricious science experiment has to do with my resolution to be less stingy with my beliefs, but alright.
Will you relax about the book? I'm only just teasing because there's like practically a 100% chance this won't wonk like always, sis. Work like always. So, ready?
Yes, let's just get on with it.
RL, a purify.
Hi.
It worked! The book is gone!
Oh no. Oh shit.
What is it?
Shit's it.
Did you receive the book?
Shit.
Don't tell me. The book is damaged somehow, isn't it? Sigh. Is it at least somewhat intact, or was it completely incinerated in transit? I just knew we should have used Wise Guy. I can't believe this.
Don't worry, the book itself is fine. But
Oh, then what's the problem?
I'm so stupid. So stupid.
Will you tell me what happened?
Geico, people later. We'll talk about important stuff later. P.S. Jane, do you ever believe in me? Oh shit, on this thing, Jane, do not run the file I sent you before I get back. I need to, just don't without me, okay? You wonder what her deal was. It's always something with her. You again notice her game file beckoning you to play, but she warned you not to until she gets back. Phooey. Oh hey, you just noticed your slightly abridged edition of Sassacre's over there on the floor. You guess you could have sent the much less valuable copy and saved a lot of arguing. But what's done is done. There's more reading material sprinkled about too. You've clearly got some time to kill before your BFFC gets back from her emergency. Might as well do some casual reading. But there's nothing casual about hoisting even an abridged Sassacres up to your lap, so forget that. There's always Game Girl, but the articles are all a bit vapid and, in your view, somewhat demeaning to female gamers and women in general. You and Rolal are convinced the whole thing is just written by the same odious D-bags who write Game Bro, which is exactly what makes it good for the LULs, her words. Speaking of bros and the games they play...
It is time. Read
Yes!
Pony Pals! Hell fucking
Yes!
I've been so excited for you to see this.
Hell fucking yes.
You've read this a million times already. It's one of your favorite gifts. Another gander at it sure couldn't hurt.
Examine contents.
Amazing chapter titles. Potentially the table of contents for the greatest book ever written. But Betancourt shat out this nightmare instead.
I love how he has an identical voice to Dave.
Contents. Chapter 1, A Visitor. Chapter 2, Screaming Ponies.
Motherfuck.
Chapter 3, Danger.
Ah!
Chapter 4, Flames. Chapter 5, Missing. Chapter 6, The Fight. Chapter 7, Blood in the Snow.
Holy shit.
Chapter 8, Homeless. Chapter 9, 3 Ideas. Chapter 10, Acorn's Shadow.
A pony broods. Chapter 11, The Final Freakout. Appendix A, Official Body Count. Horseshoes, whatever.
Flip to page 1. What?
Tragic Pony Noose.
A visitor. Anna.
Almost as good name for you. Not sure why.
Harley.
Dumb name. Sounds like a product of speech impediment by imbecile.
Came out her back door and ran across the backyard. There were 2 ponies in the paddock behind Anna's house and yard. Hey, ponies, Anna called out. We're going for a trail ride.
As she prepared the noose adroitly.
Anna's pony Acorn was standing in the pony shed. The other pony
Little Sebastian.
belonged to Anna's next door neighbor and pony pal.
The city of Pawnee, Indiana. Lil Seb.
Came over to Anna, but Acorn stayed in the shed. Anna thought that Acorn was trying to hide from her. He liked to play.
I scared shitless of my master.
Third page.
Man, screw this. Screw handwriting. This is easier.
Anna went into the shed. Acorn wasn't.
Fucking around.
He was staring at a fluffy black cat with white paws.
Taking a dump on his favorite saddle.
The cat was staring back at Acorn.
Shitting like tomorrow wasn't a thing.
Hey, kitty, said Anna. What are you doing here?
She asked, the act of defecation oddly foreign to the girl. Pawnee,
Came into the shed behind Anna. Whose cat is that?
the rural township inquires.
I don't know, answered Anna.
It's not a pony, so who seriously gives a fuck?
Suddenly, a mouse ran from behind the feed bin.
The contrived incident caused some extra shit to happen. Acorn was like, oh, hell no, not the fucking my paddock, bitch.
Acorn nickered as if to say,
Vile slurs emitted.
The cat leaped back up on the straw and curled himself into a ball. Acorn took a few steps towards the cat and
Crushed it to death with his magnificent hooves.
Acorn nickered.
Triumphantly,
That's so cute!
murmured the fictional Midwestern burro.
Pam Crandall rode
Another goddamned pony.
up to the shed. She said hi to her pony pals and
The whole crew beamed complacently about their bullshit horse club.
Anna pointed at the cat. Acorn has a new
Kind of meat he appears to tolerate, she exploded.
Later, about halfway through the book, rather than see the gag through to the bitter end, Strider began pasting over entire pages of original text with his own completely rewritten version of the story, while keeping all the chapter titles. His revision is a tough, emotionally draining read, but it's cathartic in all the worst ways possible.
I would have
He
seen
tends-
this totally annotated over.
Somebody
Someone
did
made it.
that. I posted it a long
It's
time ago.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, we have to read it.
Stu and I went over it ourselves a little while ago, like after the last Homestuck stream.
We went through the first 5 chapters.
Yeah. It's amazing.
He tends to get carried away with his projects.
Just check out the file already.
You try to distract yourself with Strider's literature, but it's no use. Your curiosity is overwhelming. Lalonde could be gone for hours for all you know. Surely there couldn't be any harm in just installing the file, could there?
Child arrow.
That's another Problem Sleuth reference there in the
Yeah.
wallpaper. That's an odd extension for a file. You don't think you've ever seen it before.
Oh no! Till the death. Install client.
It doesn't even seem to install anything. It just runs a small application when you execute it. Looks like you're one key press away from playing. Do you dare?
Oh, press enter. Arrow. Oh,
Hey, Jane.
arrow.
Step away from your computer. computer.
Arrow. Nepeta! Ah!
No, it would have another 3 if it was Nepeta.
All right.
Wonk.
Arrow.
Wonk. What?
Arrow. Arrow.
Sweet catch.
Sweet catch.
Arrow.
God, you wish stuff would stop exploding.
Answer dice try.
I should probably warn you.
About what? Yet another exploding game trap?
Well, shit. She sent it already?
Yes, but to be fair, she warned me not to run it.
That's weird.
Why? She was probably just trying to protect me from the Batterwitch's latest assassination attempt. Sheesh, I can't believe you all finally got me saying Batterwitch too. Who'd have thought?
No, it's weird because Lalonde was the one who rigged it to explode. It's a bogus copy she coded herself. The real game file she downloaded is totally legit.
What? Really?
Got it right here myself. Checked it out. File's fucking clean as a whistle. A whistle that overcame a major substance abuse problem, trying to get its life back on track. The whistle is holding down a steady job now. It's taking things one day at a time. Eat a fucking dinner off that whistle. Okay, I'll shut up.
Why would she do that?
To accomplish exactly what it sounds like it got accomplished. You narrowly averting the fake threat to your life, then getting your shit all hot and bothered at the Baroness over it. Then you abdicate your heir's throne or something and give up on this game as a big fuck you to the genocidal cake alien.
But if she felt so strongly that I shouldn't play, she could have told me. Or told me more forcefully, I guess. I would have listened. Maybe.
She's working through some problems right now. Really doesn't want us to play that game. So I guess this was the insane stunt she whipped up to derail the inevitable. Kinda reckless for my tastes. One of the above statements is a fucking lie. Are you gutsy enough a gumshoe to spot it?
Maybe she was justified in taking such an extreme measure. I sure hadn't been taking her seriously. She even warned me not to play it until she got back, but I went ahead anyway because I was too impatient. Actually, now that I think about it, she was probably going to disarm it or such when she got back, seeing as her objective had essentially been accomplished already by an actual assassination attempt. After that, I told her I would believe her about everything. That probably made her feel guilty about setting me up, so she told me not to touch the file until she returned.
Sounds about right.
But then I went ahead and ran it anyway, like a doofus. I think she just wanted to be believed. Shucks, am I an awful friend?
No.
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, before you go taking a massive sad crap all over your friendship credentials, consider this. Only she could manage to blow up your computer with a nasty Deathloop virus and somehow make you be the one to feel shitty about it.
You're right.
Or maybe you're the one who uniquely fills the predicate in that construction. I don't goddamn know. Your friendship with her is a half-drunken three-legged relay race and the baton is a stick of dynamite. And you two are the only ones on the track. Me and English are watching from under the bleachers, high-fiving constantly.
I guess that's a pretty apt metaphor, even though it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense.
Yes.
I just wanted to start playing the game so badly. Now more than ever, I have reason to believe the stakes have increased dramatically.
They have. And they will continue to.
I think our dream counterparts are all marked for death, and if we are to stand a chance, we must move quickly.
I agree. Just heard about your assassination on Prospect.
Oh, she told you already?
No, who? RL? Nah, I read it in a newspaper.
Are you being ironic again?
No. I just picked up one of the sleazy Dursite tabloid rags. Sometimes they'll feature some pretty entertaining gossip about the royalty or whatever, but they are primarily dedicated to smearing Prospect. The press had a field day with the deaths of the page and the maid.
Dursite? You mean the other planet? The evil one?
Durs, yeah. Not evil necessarily, that's a bit simplistic. The kingdom represents the forces of opposition to Prospect and the four heroes. Us.
What did the story say about me?
Dead was a big-ass headline, then a photo of your dead body lying there, followed by a lot of bullshit slander. It was also reported your tower exploded. They couldn't find the body to give it a proper funeral. Probably incinerated.
I didn't realize you had woken up in the game already. When did it happen?
I don't know. Years ago. Don't really recall.
I guess I shouldn't act surprised you didn't tell me, what with all your highfalutin secrecy.
It's hard to explain. I was never technically asleep there. I was awake without realizing it. Then I realized it. I sort of learned how to be awake there while awake here too. I am awake there now, albeit pretending to be asleep.
Pretending? Why?
For one thing, it gets a bit distracting managing two alert bodies in different places at the same time. And for another thing, it's better to maintain appearances. Everyone on Durst believes their heroes haven't woken yet, though they are both rumored to be very active sleepwalkers, which is half true. She can't ever seem to sleep still, goes off wandering for days. Sometimes I gotta go round her up from some godforsaken cranny of the abyss, drag her tipsy ass home, and tuck her back in. Maybe I'll chain her leg to the bed if she doesn't wake up soon. Though, in light of the recent assassinations, her slumber and attraction to the void probably works to her advantage. No one ever knows where she is.
I'm still not sure I'm following. Why are you maintaining the appearance of being asleep? On Prospect, it seemed as if the people there regarded me and Jake very highly, like celebrated figures. Is it not the same on Durst?
No, it's essentially the same situation here. They glorify us the same way, almost like we're their purple pajama team mascots. Even though they will completely oppose our objective when all is said and done. Kinda ridiculous, really. But even so, I think it's better to lay low, not alert anyone to my alertness. That way I can sneak around and gather information, do some reconnaissance before shit starts getting real.
In other words, read newspapers, get a feel for the word on the street and such, has made a detective?
Yeah, among other things, like keep an eye on agent activity.
You mean secret agents?
No, more like high-ranking officials. Judging from your knife wound, I'm betting you were the victim of the archagent himself. You should feel honored, I guess.
Who's that?
A guy named Noir. Real nasty dude. Crazy ambitious. Loves knives. If we're gonna stand any chance of winning this thing, I've got this nagging suspicion we're gonna have to take him down first. And a feeling that nags equally is it ain't gonna be easy.
Arrow.
Boop boop. I guess I should find all that ominous, but I cannot lie, sir. Nothing you have said has made me one iota less excited to begin this adventure. Those dastardly agents can try to assassinate me all they like. I just want to get started.
That's the most awesome way to be, Jane. And it is again why you will be our leader. Sort of.
Right. Still fixing to pull the strings for us per your extensive puppet metaphor?
Pulling them as we speak. I am having little Seb install a real copy of the client on another computer in your house. A clean computer, not any of this BC Corp garbage you tend to accumulate. I'll have to insist that from this point on, you employ neutral devices. That shit fucks with your head.
Alrighty. I think I can make that concession.
Once it's installed, I'll connect with you. I will be your server player. I know this isn't what you're hoping for, but some improvisation is in order. While you get the ball rolling, I'll try to talk some sense into that mercurial booze hound.
Sounds like a plan. I do hope she comes around. It would be a bummer to play without her.
She will.
Say, do I even have any machines that survived the explosion besides this one?
Do you even have any machines that don't inundate you with fucking hamburger helper ads and Guy Fieri's heinous propaganda?
I guess not. Still, some nice things were surely destroyed. I think Detective Pony was caught in the blast. It's unlikely Acorn survived.
A fitting end to a life of moral compromise.
So, since I'm apparently out of neutral devices, which computer is Seb installing the files on?
Oh, on your dad's computer downstairs. One in the study.
Dun 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 dun. Arrow.
Who's this douchebag?
Gotcha. My poor dad. He surely heard the explosion. I've put him through so much today. Oh no.
What?
I just had a dreadful thought. The kitchen is just below my room. What if he had begun baking his afternoon cake when my computer exploded?
Arrow. Oh!
I wouldn't worry about it.
Can you play the dead?
KO.
You are dead.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Although I don't actually think he's dead, so I guess I'll just leave it at this. Maybe I should go look, though I'm a little afraid to.
I think it'll take a lot more to kill that dude than a little fallen debris. Trust me. And there you can
Arrow.
see Pony Powell's burst into flames.
Oh no, Acorn. I hope so. The Crockers have something of a legacy when it comes to losing forebears and mysterious explosions. It would be so sad if I kept the tradition alive like this.
So the most you have to worry about is getting grounded back to the Stone Age. When you enter the session, he'll probably lock you up in a prison cell on Durst. Probably stick a huge safe in front of the bars for good measure.
Hero.
Now, do me a favor and hop off the couch.
Okay, what are you doing?
Making room for something big.
Deploy. Ah, it's been a while since we've seen this animation.
Yep.
Hell yeah, it is.
And Ginger finally gets to talk again.
You watch Deestry deploy some sort of mammoth instrument onto your balcony. It's just as well he took over for Rolal. She probably would have destroyed half your house with that thing in her condition. But on the bright side, you're sure RL would have enjoyed a good nicker with you over the notion of DS deploying his mammoth instrument. You wonder what she could possibly be up to. While you're at it, you also wonder what the deal is with this KG treatment of their names. Deestry, Rolal, DSRL, Strider, Lalonde. It's all starting to get a bit silly. Each of their full names has 11 characters and you've been dancing around all but 2. Maybe it's time you were formally introduced to the last 2 characters.
Hero.
One of the last 2 stands in her bedroom. It is a young lady. Due to an incident involving an purifier, an unabridged Colonel Sass occurs, and a perfectly white cat, she will not be able to assist her BFFC for some time. And due to the aggressive concurrence of all that takes place in Paradox space, this incident has not happened yet. But what has happened yet was this young lady's 13th birthday. It took place almost 3 years ago, and on that date her placronym was engraved. It was engraved with 11 letters to be precise, 9 of which you are already familiar with. You figure it couldn't hurt to take a peek at the engraving. You've been dying to get the scoop on those last 2 mysterious characters.
Examine Placarim.
Hey, get that damn cat out of the way.
Cat, move tail.
Thank you, cat who is probably Jasper's. The final 2 chromosomic symbols have been released from their fluffy, twitching prison. Roxy, Lalonde.
Alright, we've been going for about 2 hours, and I got some stuff to do today. So I'm going to be ending it here. This seems like a good spot. We have gotten the name of Lalonde.
Heck yeah.
I just want to point out
Alright.
that we now know the name of Rose's mom. We still have basically no identity for the father.
Well, we'll meet him pretty soon after.
Oh no, that's not that isn't English isn't his dad?
What?
Never mind. Yeah, so everyone, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I'd like to thank my cast as always. Ginger, Dew, and Popcorn, you are always appreciated.
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
I'm always glad to be here.
6 more pages. All right, recursive.
Oh, yeah, actually 6 more pages works.
Yeah, all right. Examine
Okay.
the room.
All right then.
Have fun, Ginger.
Your name is Roxy. God damn, do you love wizards! You wish and hope they are real, and that so too is their magics and stuff. You enjoy writing fan prose for said magical men, but you think maybe it's not so great. You are, however, quite great at the esoteric sciences such as ectobiology, dark fenestrology, and the delicate art of a purification. You have tended to accrue dead preserved specimens from your experiments, little to none of which aren't feline. You aren't one to shy from a bit of gaming, particularly the sort well past its prime. You have a real soft spot for old school technology. It is fair to say most of your leanings are governed by a bent for nostalgia. Sorry, spaced out for a second. Your coding cred is totes ridic, basically making you the hottest shit hacksaw bitch you ever knew. As deadly to the grid ass she is beautiful. You are known to non-seldomly employ a roguish demeanor toward the fellas, a habit not especially jeopardized by your non-infrequent inebriation. Which is to say, against the better judgment of one your age, you like to dip into the sauce now and then. Unless your mom is looking, which happens to be virtually never. And considering she has been known by the knowledgeable to be in position of vision omnifold, this strikes you as a particularly stunning lapse in parental diligence. But you have good friends and many distractions to fill this void in your life. What will you do?
Oh, sorry. Wail like an alley cat and blow bubbles in your drink.
Whoosh.
And this is where is this where we're going to stop?
No, like,
That was 3.
Almost.
All right.
you'll know when the right spot is.
Okay.
Roxy is not empowered to resurrect this crusty old gag template because all of the sudden, she is too busy being the other guy. We have absolutely got to peep the last 2 letters of this Max Chill dude's name on the devil fucking double.
Examine placarnym.
Hey, clear out that stupid pony. What is this, some sort of miniature paddock?
Wake up!
Yay.
Thanks, Pony,
Here
who
we
is
go.
presumably a tiny maple hoof for some reason. The final 2 diluvial symbols have been unearthed from countless crushing ounces of slumbering pony.
Dirk Strider. Examine room.
Your name is... Holy shit, do you love puppets! You possess the extreme dexterity to operate your false friends unseen, that is, when they are not preambulatory through your lovingly imbued mechanization. You dig right in cognitive algorithms for said apocryphal men, and you think that maybe that's fucking dope. Guess what else is dope? Smoke weed. Everything else you do. You're a sick, wicked autodidact on ancient civilizations, a self-made master of mythologue, and a preternatural pop culture academe. If you weren't so damn aloof and actually let people get a load, you might get described all kinds of ways. Maybe tagged as a Renaissance ninja, philosopher prince, and flash set puppeteer. Or perhaps a pantheonic ironicist, gangsta logician, lucid waker, and Dursite spy. Screw descriptors, though, as if the shits you give ain't nil. You're cool with dabbling in the fine sequential arts, and your work could be viewed by some as borderline pornographic. And to those Philistines, you'll be heard wondering, what the fuck do you mean, borderline? Against the better judgment of one your age, you build robots, set them to kill mode, and spar with them to death. That is, when you're not sendificating them to friends, or dueling them with rap lyrics. But you try to cool it on the deathmatch stuff when your bro is looking, which is virtually never. And considering he's had a reputation staked on some order of martial nobility, this strikes you as a staggering oversight and brotherly vigilance. You don't have the heart to hold it against him, though. What will you do?
Just
Shut your
one more
ass
click.
and twitch like a proboscis.
There's no way in hell you are going to give this gag the time of day, even if you weren't suddenly totally lambasted by the character select screen again from way out of left field inside your glasses. Once again, you are grabbing the plush by the rump. You are in absolute command of your destiny. As long as you don't pick one of the 2 characters who are grayed out, which is a universally understood UI convention for non-clickability. Also, as long as both other available choices are finished being drawn, we are passing out free will like cheap cigars.
And that's a pretty good stopping point.
Yes.
And that's a wrap.
And we're gonna end the stream on this image. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Hang on. Sorry, Kep. And Kepler would also like to say hi and bye. Say goodbye, my friend. Okay, I'll put you down. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.